Welcome everybody to Talladega Superspeedway. We're live here for the Blazer Sim Racing InThePitsNews Truck Series Dega doubleheader. I am Josh Coppernoll. I'm joined by Adam Kuhn. How you doing, Adam?
Doing good, Josh. Excited. We've been looking forward to this race for quite a while. This night, I should say, these races for quite a while. Like you said, double header. So we got two chances to see all kinds of craziness at Talladega, which we almost see every time we come here. We could have two different winners tonight, which is new for this league, and it's going to be exciting.
Yeah, and I just want to quickly mention before I go any further, you're going to see a black screen right now. And don't worry, I just brought that up. It's because I forgot to bring out my camera controls. And there we go. Now it should be back to picture. So, anyway, yeah, tonight, Dega doubleheader. I totally expect we'll see two different winners tonight. In fact, the one cool thing about tonight, what's happening tonight, is we're going to have two different lead commentators tonight as well. So, what you're going to see is in this first race, myself and Adam Kuhn, we're going to commentate this race. Dawson Allen, who normally is up in the booth for these races, will be on track. And then once this race is over, we're going to swap. I will be in the race, he'll be in the booth, and we'll be taking turns there. So he's driving race 1, I'm driving race 2. I'm really looking forward to it because I had to miss Daytona, and was really upset about having to miss that one. So I've had Talladega circled on the calendar for a while, and I'm excited that we're here.
Absolutely, Josh. We know this is one of the races where it's a real wild card, of course, and we have all kinds of different winners. We had Tyler Watermolen in this race about a year ago in this opening season. Kyle Ruder was a well-deserving driver last season, but he finally broke through at ITPN, I think, last season, and then backed it up with the Talladega win to go back-to-back there. So it's been two unique, different winners here at Talladega in this league, and I'm sure tonight will be no different.
Yeah, and I think this race is going to allow drivers that you see run top 10, top 15 more so than not to be able to be up front, to have a chance to take a race win, steal one, possibly get themselves into the playoffs, or rather the chase here in a few weeks. So there's so much on the line for a lot of drivers right now. Both these races I think are going to be insane.
Agreed. Last season when we came here to Talladega, it was pretty much clean and green for 93 laps and 2.5 miles. But once they got to the triover, the last tenth and a half of the race, every driver went for it, and everyone in the top 20 really had the chance for the win, and they all went for it, fanning out, and chaos ensued. And like I mentioned, it was rude to get in that win, but it really could have been anyone up there in the top 10 there in the last couple hundred feet.
Yeah. Now Adam. One thing I want to mention, and this is going to be a question that I think we're going to find out, and it's one that I'm really looking forward to seeing play out, is when NASCAR does their dual races at Daytona, start the season off. Their qualifying races, they always say one race is calm, the other is chaotic. Now, of course, that's at Daytona. We're here at Talladega, but they race the same. Do you expect, Adam, to kind of be the case tonight, where one race is calm, the other is chaotic, or do you think that both may be calm, both may just be completely chaotic?
And that's a hard thing to call because, like I said last season when we came here, we didn't have a crash until the very end, and we could definitely be in a situation to do that again tonight, just two different times with it being the doubleheader. I think though drivers in that first race are going to be very, very aggressive, and we could see a lot of big pileups in that first opening race. Maybe that might be the chaotic one, and then everyone gets that out of the system, knowing they have another chance in just a little bit, or maybe the vice versa. I don't know, Josh. It's going to be very, very intriguing to see, and I'm glad I'm going to be up here in the booth watching it all unfold, and you have to dive headfirst into it in race number 2.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, I'm really looking forward to being on track. Like I said, I've had this race circled for quite a while, and I'm excited. So I do want to mention, real quick, right here we have Scott Roush making his on-track return. Been a few weeks since he has raced, and also it is Scott's birthday today. So happy birthday to Scott Roush. And what better way to not only race at your on your birthday, but at your home track as well, because this is Scott's home track. So maybe he could get a couple of bonuses here. Bonus of winning on your birthday, and then the bonus of winning at your home track, which is always something special to do anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. It's great to see Scott back in that Blaze Alexander throwback paint scheme. He didn't get to run throwback last weekend. He was joining us on the broadcast, and he's going to be taking that advantage tonight. We got a couple of different throwbacks actually in the field tonight. A few guys who were not able to participate. Excuse me, at Darlington last weekend. I believe Ryan Bogey might be another driver throwing it back tonight.
And I'll tell you, I would have loved to have raced with a throwback tonight, but I'm not going to be in a throwback. I'll be in my normal JCTV truck paint scheme that you guys are used to seeing while I'm out there on track in the InThePitsNews Truck Series. Right here, though, we're watching the Duran brothers and Michael Kruger. One thing to know is the 24 David Duran and Michael Kruger just behind him. They both are winners at this kind of racetrack. Not at Talladega, but at Daytona. Both of them won season openers. David winning this season's season opener, and Kruger winning last season's season opener. They both are experienced with this kind of racing. They know what it takes to get the win. But we've already mentioned several times. We're going to mention several more times, I'm sure, Adam. These races are so unpredictable. It's not about going out there and trying to, save your equipment, as far as your tires. You're not tire saving out here. You're not trying to out-brake somebody, out-corner somebody. This is all the same. And on top of that, this is a fixed setup series, so everybody is driving with the same thing under their hood. Anybody can win this race, and that's what makes Talladega so chaotic. And I'm glad I get to watch this first race before hopping in there for the second race, Adam. Try to learn something. Try to see what can work best. See, if I can pick something out from being up here that'll help me in the second race.
Yeah, I absolutely think you can learn something. The way these races are going to play out, like we keep saying, unpredictable, but the tendencies the drivers are going to have on the racetrack are probably not going to change at all in between races, especially with how quick the turnaround time is. There's going to be probably a lot of hurt feelings, and there's not going to be any time to resolve it, and it's straight back into the truck, and we'll go and racing again.
For sure. And you see there the three drivers uh, Kruger Durand, David Durand, and Justin Durand, they swapped positions a little bit there. So just practicing some line swapping. And really, these are the only guys that are out on track practicing at the moment. There are a couple of other drivers out there, but they're all riding solo. But these three here, they are the only ones currently practicing what it's like at the draft around this track. As you see Justin ducking off and come down to pit road. But we are under 2 minutes, so Adam, this is the toughest question it's going to be asked tonight. Who is your pick to win race 1?
Absolutely, it is a hard pick. A lot of good names in the field tonight, as we mentioned earlier. And like we keep saying, unpredictable. But I'm going to go with someone who turned a lot of heads last week at Darlington. Of course, you can't compare the two, but did a phenomenal job there. And we know he is very speedy on the super speedways when he has made his appearances. I'm going to go on a long shot, and I'm going to pick Brian Smith in the 52 truck.
See if we can bring it up. There he is. I actually really like that pick. Ryan C. Smith. You know, I am going to go out on a limb, and I'm actually going to pick his teammate, Brett Bennett. And the reason I'm doing that is because Brett, he is strong on plate tracks. He's hungry for a win. He wants it to happen so bad. I think Brett, he's going to be up there competing for that win. I think he's going to get it done in this first race.
Would break a streak that would very disappoint Dawson Allen, I think, even though they are teammates. But it would be a huge monumental win for SBOD for that to happen. Either one of them, really.
Yeah, and you know, talking about SBLD, they have a lot of drivers that run in this series, but they only have 2 wins as a team. Which, of course, Tyler Watermolen winning their taking their first win at Talladega Season 1, so right here, and then Dalton Kelly in Martinsville, right towards the end of last season. So that is going to wrap it up for practice. We are now in qualifying. And I don't see anybody out on... And you know what? I'm not going to see anybody out on track because I am registered as a driver. So we're not going to have a view of anybody during qualifying. And the reason is because in iRacing, if you are a competitor, you are not allowed to see what everybody else is doing in qualifying. So that is what's going on here. So we will be able to see lap times pop up, but I will not be able to show them. I can tell you what I fully expect here is for most of the drivers, if not all, to run their outlap and their first lap up against the wall. And their second lap should be all the way down near the yellow line, the double yellow line, right next to the apron. And trying to keep as smooth of a wheel as possible through the corners and, well, for that matter, down the straightaways as well. And what that's going to do is, you know, it's going to help your straight line speed down the straightaways and the corners. You're not really going to be weaving around. It's just going to be such a smooth transition right there around the apron. And that will be the best way to maximize your speed and your lap time, ultimately. So that's the best way to get around Talladega in a qualifying lap. And still nobody has put a lap down yet. Go ahead, Adam.
I will attest to what you just said about almost everyone running really wide on that opening lap. See a lot of trucks doing that, getting a little close to that safer barrier, some than others, but and then more lapping it right around the bottom. Zach Probst just completed his first lap at 55.9, but he was all the way on the bottom, and even a little bit below the triover. His teammate Noah Mayuri next to post a lap, but not as fast as the 62 so far.
And it is not showing lap times either. One of the cool things that Cameron Caldwell added in is to show when drivers are down pit road. So it'll no longer just show a blank box, it'll show down pit road. So unfortunately, you can't see lap times right now, and I'm not sure actually if there is a way I can get rid of that. Probably not because of me being a driver once again in the session. But yeah, so far 12 drivers, so first through 12th have put down a lap time, make that first through 14th. Zach Probst still sitting on the pole for this race. And more drivers just continuing to take the qualifying lap.
And while we have a little bit of downtime, why don't we drag in one of our drivers tonight?
Oh, let's go ahead and do it.
Hey, Cameron Caldwell, you got a copy?
Sure do.
Well, 2 races tonight. What are your views going into this first one so far? Doesn't look like you're going to put up time down on board in qualifying.
Nah, I feel like there's a lot of people. I think it's the record amount of drivers in the pits trucks race. So there's not a whole lot of trust yet. Kind of got to build that up and figure it out. I feel like the mutual consensus is that it's going to be like a Daytona duel type thing where you see one will be pretty calm and the other will be a crapshoot. So I don't want to guess which one wrong. So I'm going to play it safe here to start and then kind of figure it out from there.
Yeah, absolutely. That's something we already brought up here in the booth between Josh and I. So moving on to the race, when do you expect the chaos to happen? You said you don't want to pick the wrong one, but do you expect it to be chaotic in both, maybe?
I think the beginning of this one coming up could be either very chaotic or very, very calm. There are a few new people, and a lot of us have not raced around each other on plate tracks very much, if at all. So I think there'll be, like I said, a lot of trust being built up and trying to figure out, who's good at what and who's not good and whatever else. So I think it's going to be interesting to see. But yeah, it's Talladega. You can never predict what's going to happen.
Absolutely. And real quick before we let you go, moving to the league owner role a little bit. First doubleheader for this league. What do you anticipate for it to be a good result tonight, and what determines doing all of these in the future?
Obviously, the turnout's been really good. Like I said, it is the highest we've had, or highest field count we've had so far. So that's a bonus. I think we just need to look for, a good race. Hope that it's not a crapshoot, and we'll talk about it. We were talking about this morning. Alonso and I were about doing maybe even 2 next season at a different track. So we'll see. But I'm excited for it. I think it's gonna be fun.
Absolutely, we hope so, and we're going to wish you luck, and maybe we talk to you a little bit later in either one of these shows tonight.
All right. Yep. Have a good broadcast. See you later, Josh.
And
That is Cameron Caldwell. Yeah, and the number 12 truck. He's going to start a little bit out back tonight, Josh.
Yeah, coming from behind. Let's go ahead and go through our starting order real quick, presented by Mardon. Starting on pole, actually, is going to be Josh Arnold. He got up there pretty late. Only a few seconds left in qualifying. So tonight's pole sitter, congrats to Josh Arnold on that. Starting to his outside, Alonzo Chicano. Zach Probst will start on the inside of row 2 with Ethan Fonseca Moreno starting in 4th, and Jonathan Parker starting in 5th.
Going to be Justin Duran starting in 6th with Michael Kruger alongside him and Scott Roush, back there. Carl Felver making his return to the league in 9th, and Nick Happiat rounds out the top 10 in the outside row 5.
Starting in row 6, my pick to win, Brett Bennett. He will start on the inside with Tristan Merritt to his outside. Alex Kerfan will start on the inside of row 7 with Dolph Kelly to his outside. And a newcomer, Cody, I believe, Cody McCorkle, starting in row 8 in the 02 car.
Alongside him is going to be Dakota Nolan in the 55. Then our JCTV boothmate in the second race tonight, Dawson Allen, lines up 17th for this one. Nathan Fuller, 18th. Ryan Bogey, 19th. And Michael Walls rounds out the top 20 starting spots.
Noah Mayuri, he's going to start in row 11 with O'Connor to his outside. David Rand and Cameron Caldwell make up row 12. And Jason Gracias will start on the inside of row 13.
And C. Smith behind him with Andrew Elias, Daniel Spansky, and Matthew Stotts followed back with Talladega winner from 2 seasons ago, Tyler Watermelon, starting in 30th on the field.
And you can ignore that 42 of Coppernoll starting on the inside of row 16, as I am in the booth, of course, right now. And O'Neill, he will start out back, and I apologize for that on screen. We're getting ready to go green. And Joshua Arnold going to lead them to the green flag here for the first race of the Talladega doubleheader. Green flag in the air. We are underway here at Talladega. And look at the start from the bottom lane. The first 4 rows, I think, got going. Everybody else kind of lagged back. You really see who's trying hard, who's not trying hard. There's a big gap behind. I believe that's going to be Alex Kerfan.
Yeah, absolutely. Kofin, the last truck in line there, and then there was one of the SBLD trucks caught in the middle there of the 2 back so far, but Josh Arnold leading the way on the inside, Chicano on the outside.
And I'm sure people are tired of me saying this. I'm going to say it anyway, as I say it all the time. I expect Alonzo Chicano is going to make his way up front pretty quickly, as he reminds me of a certain NASCAR driver named Joey Logano. Very, very aggressive at these kind of races. Still leading that outside lane. And I say that, Scott Roush makes a move. They're now 3 wide back there. Scott all by himself trying to make something happen. He's not going to be able to. Three trucks making up the top lane right now. Can't tell who that is just behind. That is Joshua O'Connor. Going to get behind Nathan Fuller. Look at
surprised
that.
We saw that. Oh, sorry, Josh, but surprised we saw that 3 wide and It has really calmed down since then. Roush had to get out of the line. Looked like he might have caught the wall just a tad bit, but calm now towards the outside lane. But they are on the move forward.
Yeah, Michael Kruger with a huge push from Alonzo Chicano and company. Oh, man, maybe a little bit of a tag there, the wrong area. Kruger, great job to hold on to it. Chicano, great job not to make that situation a whole lot worse than it had to be. as Arnold, once again, going to be leading this race. Zach Probst pushing from behind. That outside lane, once again, it's building up steam. It is coming. Kruger looking to take the lead away from Josh Arnold. Arnold's still going to lead that lap, barely over Michael Kruger.
Jason Gracia's leading the third line up top. He's got just Matthew Stotts behind him. Looks like those two are going to fall to the back just a little bit outside of Brian Smith.
Jason Gracias, driver that knows how to get it done in these truck races, the InThePitsNews Truck Series. I wouldn't be surprised to see him up front at some point here tonight. But it is Michael Kruger who will take the lead away from Arnold. And he pulls down in front of Arnold now. So, Michael Kruger leading this race.
Yeah, and that was a very commanding, typical Talladega block for the lead. Kruger just pulled there on the 26 of Joshua Arnold. He got clear by that push from Alonso and took it. And here comes Alonso, almost to the lead from a push from Hapiak. He's clear slightly into 2 and 3, but he's going to stay with that 6 as Kruger gets back to his inside through 3 and 4.
So here's what I want to watch out for, and that is to see if Hapiak and Arnold can get together. I'm not sure if they have a team name, if they are working together, but I do know that they are buddies, and I would imagine that they would be working together tonight. I'm looking forward to seeing those two, if they do hook up, what they will do. And I think other drivers need to take note. Try to keep them separated from each other.
A quick shout out to the truck in the 5th position on the inside lane, Carlo Felva. First time we've seen him in the InThePitsNews Trucks Series. I believe this season, no Talladega's the equalizer, we keep saying that, but he had tons of wins last year, was very great in this race, and just did not come up the way he wanted. Sure, that is a little bit of the reason why he's back in the field tonight. Maybe a little Talladega redemption, maybe, and he's got 2 chances to do it. Clear for the lead is going to be Alonso Chicano taking that over Michael Kruger into 2 and 1 with that push from Hapiak.
Man, Matthew Stotts caught the wall, got sideways, he saved it, and is still riding behind Jason Gracias. Great job from Matthew Stotts. Back up to the front, though. It is now Hapiak leading that outside lane, as you mentioned. Hey, Fuller. Fuller, he is newer to the Truck Series. He's ran a couple of races here in the season. He's looking to make some noise tonight. Oh, and Fuller, he is making noise. He pulls to the inside of Hapiak. He's going to make it 3 wide, lead that inside lane. Fuller
and he's got Joshua O'Connor right on him, who's going to allow him to stay even with Chicano for a moment, but now Chicano's going to clear back that Fuller truck.
I am very surprised to see the move Fuller made, and I would think that this is not the time he wants to try to make enemies. This is not the time he wants to show drivers what kind of hand he has. But regardless, Fuller, he will lead that lap, and so far, still ahead of Alonso Chicano.
Yeah, I was surprised to see no one at all go with Hapiak. It makes sense not to push the issue 3 wide, but the way that he had just gone through the field and really had an opportunity to get back there in line a few times, but he just dropped to the back. And that is just the momentum of this racetrack really hurting you. Jason Gracias again up to the top, trying to make it 3 wide. Doesn't have Stutz behind him now. He's got no help, so he's going to drop back behind Happy Ack.
Let's take a ride around Talladega here. You're riding on board with Josh Arnold in the 26 truck. And the reason I selected Arnold to watch here is because, you see, he's third in line. And it is so hard to see the race leader from his position. Everything is so tight. You can't really tell where that truck is directly to his outside. This is his current view. This is exactly what Arnold is seeing right now. See Fuller. He is trying to take the lead away. Joshua O'Connor pushing him. Alonso Chicano with push from Michael Kruger, just a little bit too strong on that inside lane for Fuller and O'Connor to do anything. I just want to remind everybody, stage end is at lap 20. There are stages tonight still, despite only being 50 laps long. Lap 20 will be the stage end, and that is 9 laps from now. And that is the case for the second race as well. 50 laps, and lap 20 will be the conclusion of the stage. Right now, Alonso Chicano still leading this race, followed by Michael Kruger, Josh Arnold, third truck on the inside lane, and Fuller, and Joshua O'Connor round out the top 5. Let's do one of my favorite things, turn it up. See if they're 3 wide for the race lead. Brett Bennett, oh man, push from Brian C. Smith. They got a little squirrely there on the outside lane. Oh, they're trying to wreck their route. Brian C. Smith around Happyack is wrecking. Joshua Arnold, Noah Mayuri piling in. We are still under green. I'm not sure if the Edmonds might throw a yellow. There it is. Caution is out. Those were some hard hits.
Yeah, absolutely, Josh. You called it when Brian Smith got maybe a little push too much from Danny Saponsky and just turned him around in front of the field, and a lot of guys know where to go. Nick Happyack, you mentioned one of the victims in the middle of it.
Happyack Arnold. Oh, Noah Mayuri. Just getting clipped there. Ride from Noah Mayuri. Thought he was clear. Got involved late.
What it looks like is what happened, Josh, is Brett Bennett, the lead truck in that third lane, which is the first 3 were all SBOD trucks. Looks like something got happened to him off of 2. He got squirrely. Brian went to follow him, and when Brian followed, Danny didn't really realize how far down Brian was going, and they just hooked together maybe and sent the 52 into the inside wall, obviously, and back down the track.
So, we are under caution for the first time here tonight. And this race... This might be stage. I'm not sure. We are on lap 17. It just took lap 18. I'm not sure if this will be stage or not. We'll have to await a word from race control. But if that's the case, Alonso Chicano will be the stage winner. If not, Alonso Chicano will restart this race from the first position. He did stay out. A lot of drivers did stay out. I would think that this would not be the stage. Simply because first through, it looks like 13th stayed out on track. And Alonso Chicano is a part of race control himself. Just asked race control, so let's see if we get an answer here. Josh Arnold still in the pits. Happyack, Noah Mayuri. All 3 of those drivers still sitting down a pit road right now. There's actually one other driver. Might be the 52. Yep, 52, Brian C. Smith. And once again, passing up pit road. We might have a one-lap shootout here, because I think they're going to take the one to green. Right here at the start-finish line. And that's what it looks like.
Indeed they are.
Alonso Chicano going to take the inside. Nathan Fuller taking the outside. Michael Kruger, of course, working with Alonso Chicano there for quite a while. Taking the inside. It looks like O'Connor will choose the outside. Brad Bennett chooses the inside behind the 14, Michael Kruger. Looks like Scott Roush will start from the outside of row 3. Jonathan Parker inside of row 4. Ryan Bogey takes the outside of row 4. So this will be a one-lap shootout, as it is at the conclusion of lap 20. So they're going to take lap 20 when they go back green. This is going to be a wild one.
Yeah, absolutely. One lap at Talladega really is not enough for the motors to get going, so it's going to be very, very dicey on the initial start here.
And just want to remind you before we go green here that race 2 will take place on a separate broadcast link. It is posted and pinned in the comment section right here on this stream. It'll still be on JCTV, but because it is going to be a different lead commentator, different producer, Dawson Allen taking over that one, we're going to do it on a separate broadcast link stream. So Alonso Chicano, he will be the control car here. We go back green. Race 1, the doubleheader, Talladega. Alonso Chicano, Nathan Fuller. Chicano waiting until he gets to the restart zone. Inside the Geico restart zone. Green flag is in the air. One lap shootout here at Talladega. Jason Gracias trying to make something happen. Coppernoll going with him.
Tons of stack-ups throughout the field. Ryan Bogey pokes to the outside and Scott Roush. O'Connor blocks him. That's the third lane way up top. Huge run from Kerfin up there to aid them.
And O'Connor goes to the middle lane. This leaves Bogey open on the high lane. Push from Kerfan, like you mentioned. They're 3 wide for third place. The only man comfortable right now. O'Connor's going to go around. Big wreck.
Huge crash. That is everyone from third on back.
I think only about 4 drivers made it through there comfortably.
I saw it start to form, Josh. The whole field was stacking up, trying to get a huge run on Chicano. He was a sitting duck there, the way he was, and Kruger started to back up just a little bit to the field, and O'Connor got turned, I think, by the 4 of Nathan Fuller, and it caused a huge chain reaction, and a lot of trucks are torn up and destroyed in this opening race from that now.
There it is, little contact from Fuller and O'Connor. And all chaos breaking loose behind.
Yeah, Josh, I'm looking through the field right now of the trucks circulating the racetrack. Not a lot without the front ends all crumpled up or the spoilers all bent. There's a lot of beat up race trucks here, and we're not even halfway yet through this opening race.
I'll tell you, for my sake, Adam, I think we found which race is going to be the crazy one.
Well, let's not speak too soon. We got a long way of racing left tonight. They both can still be crazy.
Let's go ahead and bring in our stage winner, Alonso Chicano. Wait till he gets off pit road. Hey, Alonso, it's the boys up at the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you guys.
What a wild finish to the stage. You are the stage winner. Just walk us through there. I mean, you led a good chunk of it, was out front, pretty much all that stage, but it was that both wrecks happened right up towards the front. So, kind of tell us what you saw.
Yeah, I'm just trying to do my best Joey Logano impression, you know? But, yeah, I mean, I've just been trying to stay up front as much as I can because that's really the only way you can guarantee yourself to miss the wrecks is if you can be the first car up front, then, you know, there's nobody that you have to rely on for luck in front of you. But it's been really aggressive behind me. It's a little bit of, lag issues as well, I think, you know, there's some people kind of swerving around more than usual. I think it's because the field is so big, but yeah, it's been really hectic in the mirror. It looks like I'm just trying to stay up here as long as I can, and as soon as I get past, then I'm probably gonna think about falling back because you know, there's a lot of points to make up here today, but there's also a lot of points to lose. So gonna try to make away with as clean of as a truck that we can here for these two races that we got.
All right, well, we'll let you get back up in there as your guys are choosing this time by. So good luck to you. Maybe we'll talk to you a little bit later.
I hope so. It's been a while since we talked, so hopefully it happens again.
And that was the voice of Alonso Chicano, Stage 1 winner and driver the number 25. And they are choosing this time Michael Kruger, Alonso Chicano taking the inside, Jonathan Parker and Tristan Mayer taking the outside. Mayer, of course, showing in a 17 scheme. He is the number 69 truck, as the 17 is Matthew Stotts. So, not to be confused with Stotts. And there is Matthew Stotts there in the ACR digital machine.
Yeah, Josh, just looking at the trucks on pit road real quick before we get back green. One with smoke pouring out of the engine is Ethan Moreno in that 43. New paint scheme, mellow yellow, after running up second place last race out in Darlington to good buddy Jonathan Parker. Also recognizable in that mellow yellow paint scheme, but debut outing for the twin paint schemes not going so well, unfortunately, for the 43.
Yeah, not going well at all for Ethan. He is currently one lap down on pit road. Daniel Sponsky, he was right in the thick of things. He is off and away. Going to be scored one lap down as well for Sponsky. Michael Kruger. He has a race lead. Going to lead us back. And pace car goes down pit road. Michael Kruger brings us to the Echo restart zone. Green flag back out in the air, and a great restart by Alonso Chicano and Michael Kruger. top 6 really with a great restart.
Yeah, we're going to see a lot of injured race trucks out there with minimal cosmetic damage, not the very performance hindering ones that we see on pit road. Which those ones with the cosmetic damage could really hinder the restarts. You mentioned, Josh, a little bit unorganized towards the back of the field. But out front right now, it's Jonathan Poca clear to the lead from a push from Tristan Maher on the outside.
Great job by Parker to get up there in front of Michael Kruger. Here comes Tristan Maher and Dalton Kelly. They're making that outside lane work. And another name. Look at the 79, Dawson Allen. Third truck on the outside lane.
Yeah, that's great news for Kelly. 2 SBOD trucks. And I think they are the only 2 SBOD trucks left in the race, actually, after the 2 cautions we've had. They are nose to tail, second and third on that outside lane, like you mentioned, Josh. And Dawson, I think he barely got through that last incident with minor damage. That 79 truck does look pretty good, though, outside of that.
Yeah, a little bit of damage to the inside of that truck, but nothing I'd be too worried about if I'm out there racing along in his L8 Ford.
And I want to clarify something. Andrew Elias is still running on the lead lap, that 44 truck, but the front is tore up and he is losing time to the pack. That last lap, he has fallen 12 seconds to the field.
Yeah, a few drivers still out.
Michael Kruger making a move, excuse me, Josh, on the outside of Parker off a 2 for the lead. He's got Maher behind him, but Tristan didn't want to stay there for long and they're stacking up on the outside. Dawson Allen bailing out of that, looks like.
I'm wondering if it wasn't Dawson bailing. I'm wondering if he was making a move and then nobody was with him. And he's just losing a lot of ground here. He's tucking back into line. Behind, is that McCorkle? Yeah, McCorkle. 0-2.
Oh, Matthew Stott's big time loose to the tri-oval, washed up on the bottom lane, almost got into McCorkle and was sideways. I haven't really seen a truck like that in the tri-oval by itself. Really ever in iRacing. I don't think that he drifted up the track just a little bit, slightly, but he did a good job hanging on to it. Another great save. We've seen Matthew Stott's polo by himself here tonight, and Jonathan Parker's all over Michael Kruger right now, trying to help him get the lead, but he can't right now with a huge push on the outside lane from Chicano and Mayer.
Yeah, Mayer's going to tuck down to the inside lane ahead of Michael Kruger. Mayer leading the inside lane. Alonso Chicano leading that outside lane push from Dalton Kelly. And what you're seeing right here, this is the entire pack that is still in this race, still has a chance. There's a couple of other drivers on track, but they're about to be lapped. They are going so much slower than these guys.
Yeah, I mentioned 2 laps ago, Andrew Elias was 2 laps behind, 12 seconds behind the pack. You mentioned he is one of those 3 trucks to be lapped. He is in turn 3 and 4 right now, and the pack is just entering 3 right now at this moment. So they are going to be caught very, very quickly. And if the pack, the 14 trucks we have left competing for the win, if they ever get 3 wide, it is going to be mightily hairy with those slower, damaged trucks in the way if they stay on the banking when they get caught. They absolutely have every right to do so.
You saw just in that shot a moment ago, those trucks, they are all the way on the apron. Well, a couple of them are. Andrew Elias still going to run on the track, but taking it all the way to the wall. And they're going to get around them very cleanly. Michael Kruger going to the outside lane. He had a hole and a huge shove from Alonso Chicano. That's going to stack the outside lane up just a little bit. But Michael Kruger, he's going to take the race lead back.
He didn't clear him out on the bottom, though. He's going to stay with Chicano and allow that 17 painted 69 to get to the inside of the 14 again. Michael Kruger is going to pull a little bit there off of 4 and clear it back on Mara. Let's see if Jonathan Poca can push Tristan back, though, ahead of Michael for the moment.
And I think what we're seeing here is Kruger wants to help Chicano. Oh, Chicano! He goes high a little bit there with Kelly. Kruger pulls down to the inside lane. That is not going to help the outside. As you see, there's only 3 trucks up there. And Stotts, he is several truck lengths behind Dalton Kelly.
Cody McCorkle and David Duran poked out of the line there and tried assisting Matthew Stotts on the outside lane. Let's see if that's going to be any aid to the 25 and 40 machines. They are slowly catching them, though, on the outside. Let's see if any momentum is going to get built from the outside lane here, while Kruger leads that inside lane very, very methodically.
Anto Chicano, he is there, side by side with Michael Kruger. Stotts is caught up to Kelly.
And McCorkle is only a truck length behind or so, with his help from now Dawson Allen behind him.
See there the field going past Scott Roush. Dawson Allen, he is 5th truck on that outside lane. He's right there with McCorkle. And all 5 of them, they are nose to tail. Here comes at 24, David Rand, running on the outside lane. Winner of Daytona earlier this season.
He's going to get his brother right behind him, pushing him to the outside for a moment. David, they actually got a push from Justin to win that Daytona race to open up that season. Now they are side by side down the back. Look like they're just swapping positions as David way out of the throttle there. And up front, Dalton Kelly is all over Chicano, trying to get them back going to the front.
It's just not enough right now. Those 5 trucks struggling to hang on BB side. Michael Kruger, any chance Chicano has to make a move to try to pull down to the inside lane, it's just not happening. Right at the moment, he's almost there. Chicano did lead that lap. Actually, it was Kruger that led that lap. Chicano, he was pretty close to edging out Kruger, though, going into 1. And once again, these drivers catching. Oh! Contact!
Michael Kruger goes spinning with him, and that is going to be a lot of trucks left. Kelly's engine's blown, and Michael Kruger is spun on the inside. Cameron Caldwell also spun to the inside in turn 3, but he doesn't have major damage to that 12.
I don't know what happened there.
Kruger's engine's blown. He's done for this race. That's a honest shame for the way he's been running, of course, all night.
Oh, Kelly got to the back of Chicano, had to back off just a little bit, and got hit from Matthew Stotts, sent Kelly around.
And once Kelly got spun to the inside, he tagged Mikey Kruger, shot him to the outside, which was a huge shunt for the 14. A little bit of damage to Tristan Maher's truck. Cody McCorkle did a great job avoiding any damage there. The way the truck just shot across his nose, he did a phenomenal job avoiding any big damage.
Riding on board with Stotts. You see Stotts saw nothing, and it was such a quick checkup from Kelly. There was nowhere for Stotts to go.
And that's why the tendency always at these racetracks is to never push the pusher, because you can't see the truck in front of him. You don't know what is going to happen. You don't know if he's going to have to lift, and that's exactly what happened, and why we don't push the pusher usually on these type of racetracks. Is chaos will happen usually more times than not.
This field just thinning out very quickly.
And when the crash happened, I mentioned Cameron Caldwell spinning through the grass a little bit. What happened was he was one of those drivers to jerk to the left immediately to try and avoid that incident, and he did indeed, and went a little bit off-roading through the infield grass and came back up right onto the banking, but did a good job holding onto the truck and not losing control while avoiding that incident. And a couple other guys followed him suit down there, but not as off-roading as he did.
While we're under this caution, go ahead and bring up our schedule. See, we have the Talladega doubleheader tonight, and then we actually have a break, a couple of weeks, and our next race isn't until January 7th, which will be at my home track, Michigan International Speedway, which, of course, I am looking forward to. I've had that one circled on the calendar as well for quite some time, so I cannot wait until these trucks visit MIS.
Real quick to clear up on that latest incident, Don Kelly in the Discord chat just posted a screenshot of his view of the far chase view of that incident, and he was a good 2 or 3 feet from his point of view when he got into the side of Kruger. So a lot of netcode there. We heard from Alonso's interview. He thought there was a lot of netcode going on, and that seems to be what shot the 14 truck into the outside wall there.
Yeah, it is tough for a lot of drivers. But here we go. Lights on the pace truck are going to go off. Choose happening. Chicano, Mayer, they take the inside. Parker and Stotts, they take the outside. We're going to restart. 14 laps to go here in the first race of the Talladega doubleheader. We have only had... This is actually caution number 3. My telemetry is wrong. This is the third caution that we have had. First caution was just before stage 1 break. Second caution happened coming to the stage. And then this reason for the caution now is because of another accident happening. "13 drivers on the lead lap. Some drivers still rolling around here that are a couple of laps down. And by the way, the field will be inverted after this race. So the winner of this race will have to start from the tail end of the field to start race number 2 of this doubleheader. And I think that should give Noah Mayeri the pole, as he has currently scored 31st in this race. It'll not give me the pole, as I am not in this race. I'll have to start from the tail of the field, but might not be a bad thing, though, Adam. But pace truck is making its way down pit road. Alonso Chicano going to lead us back to the green flag. 14 laps to go. I suspect we'll see at least one more caution here before the end of this race. Alonso Chicano, Jonathan Parker, they make up row 1. Green flag in the air once again.
All big-time issues with Dawson Allen on, I believe, the 4th truck on the inside lane did not get going, and it has completely jumbled the inside lane. Not organized at all, really. And it is going to be a huge mess here on the back straight once they all get grouped together. And behind Allen, all the lap trucks are all over. Chicano tried blocking Parker, couldn't get that. Now he's stuck in the middle between Parker and Maher.
And Matthew Stotts pushing Parker. Did Stotts catch the wall a little bit, I'm wondering?
Definitely looked like someone popped the wall halfway down the back straight. We saw a huge puff of smoke, and now we got trucks almost on the apron here through 3 and 4.
Yeah, McCorkle, I think he caught the apron just a tad bit. Right now, it is Mayer leading this race. Parker leading the outside lane. That inside lane, though, just not organized. McCorkle, I think, just keeps getting a little bit squirrely. And here comes Jonathan Parker with help from Stotts.
That inside lane's a lot more organized this time by than it was here last time by. Chicano all the way down to 4th on that inside lane, though, with Dawson Allen behind him. And you mentioned Stotts all over Parker. He is just using up the real decklet of that 81 truck, trying to push him all the way to the lead again. Excuse me, tailgate. And he is right here, just a little bit of advantage over Maher, but they lose all that momentum going into the banking.
I'll tell you what, Zach Probst, he is watching that 0-2 machine of McCorkle keep clipping the apron. If I'm Probst, I need to find a way to get around. But you see there, for the race lead, Parker and Stotts, they're going to clear Mayer. And look at Coppernoll jumping up ahead of, I believe that was the one of Jason Gracias. As it was, and folks, I'm not sure what's happening here. I'm not sure if we can get any commentary of what's going on. I'm having issues.
Well, we have a new race leader. Coppernoll just got the lead from a huge push from Gracias, but Jonathan Parker's right there, right behind Coppernoll. Gracias on the outside, side by side with Parker for the time being, for that 2nd spot. Justin Maher's pushing Jason Gracias, trying to get him to the lead now, with Coppernoll leading the inside lane. Parker right behind him. Matthew Stotts back there. Cody McCorkle still now 4th on the inside lane, while Justin Durand and Cameron Caldwell push Maher and Gracias on the outside lane. Alonso Chicano's following all the way to last in the line behind Dawson Allen.
All right, so couple of guys have pinged me in Discord. I am aware the replay screen is up. I'm having some technical difficulties right now. I am trying to load back into the session. Adam, I apologize for asking you to do this, but if you could just keep updating us on what is going on. We're going to try to get in there as soon as possible to bring the finish of the race to you.
Yeah, we're just 9 laps away from the finish, and they are 2 by 2 all the way through the field. only got 12 trucks, excuse me, in this lead pack. Coppernoll, Jason Gracias side by side up front, and then it's just 2x2 all the way throughout the rest of the field. Tristan Maher in third behind Gracias on the outside. Poker third, running third on the inside right now. Matthew Stott's behind him, McCorkle there, and now a big bobble on the outside lane. Tons of momentum lost for Gracias and Maher. It's going to allow top 5 to be able to clear Jason Gracias, who's fallen. And now McCorkle trying to poke up there. He can't do it. Top 5 clear right now. That's Coppernoll, Jonathan, Poker, Matthew Stotts, and Tristan Maher up there. Oh, crash at the front of the field. Coppernoll got turned, and it went on from there. A lot of guys were able to get through, though, Josh. Looks like Jason Gracias is going to skirt through with the lead. I'll see what happened again real quick, guys. The field really clogged up. They were lapping more of those damaged trucks, and I think that's what kind of started the congestion. They got 2x2 once again, and then Noah got turned in front of the field.
And we are almost back in the session, so we will have video feed here momentarily.
Justin Duran got big damage from that. That is going to put a very, very big question mark on his top 10 streak. No, there's not a lot of trucks left, really, but he's able to continue for the time being. But he was the other truck involved with Coppernoll. Looked like Dakota got tipped from the front bumper of the 81, but I don't know what happened, though. It looks a little weird the way they made contact. I don't know if something happened to Dakota first. So as it stands right now into caution, we have about 6 laps to go left in regulation. Gracias, Maher, Parker, Stotts, and McCorkle are the top 5. Coppernoll is still driving around the racetrack. Very, very damaged. He has not made it to the pits yet, and he's just trying to stay on the lead lap. Just 12 lead lap trucks, and he's motoring down on the apron, trying to keep that truck alive.
All right. So, no idea what happened there. But we are back. And, barring any more issues, we will have the finish of the race. Unfortunately, I cannot bring up a replay of what happened. And did something just happen to Gracias? Oh, he is still there. It's just iRacing having more issues. So, Jason Gracias, Tristan Mayer, Jonathan Parker, Matthew Stotts, and Cody McCorkle make up the top 5. Here you're going to take the 1 to green this time by. And we will see the choose. And Gracias, Mayer, they're taking the high side. Parker, Stotts, they're going to take the low side. Corkle also choosing the inside. Lonzo Chicano, Zach Probst, they take the outside. Cameron Caldwell and David
Looks
Rand.
like it's one to go for the restart, and Jonathan Parker from 3rd place is going to be given the inside lane here for the start, Josh.
And, yeah, I apologize there, Adam. You could not hear me, but, yeah, you can, so. Yeah, as I was saying there, I think Adam and I were saying the same thing at the same time, but actually really surprised to see a lot of drivers taking the outside lane here. I see only a few drivers taking the inside.
Yeah, I'm not surprised to see Gracias and Mario link up. They are teammates for Radius, actually on Vortex, but they have been teammates in many other leagues for years at this point, and they have great relationship together. And Mallory, not a regular in this league, comes to Talladega. I think that was his only start last season, and we know how good Gracias is when he does make appearances. So they're just going for wins, of course. That's what the goal is for a lot of these guys, especially with how weak the field is. Points are not on the mindset with just about 12 trucks left in this contention for the win, Josh. So the surprise, in my opinion, is taking the top lane, but we'll see how it looks. It's been probably one of the best lanes on the restarts all night when they get the momentum carried up behind them.
Yeah, I couldn't have described that any better. I completely agree. It's no shock to me that they chose to stick together. It is a surprise to me that they did take the outside as well. But Jason Gracias from the outside lane, he will be the control truck. Pace truck is in pit road. We're going to go green. 4 laps to go here in the first race. This doubleheader at Talladega. Jason Gracias inside the Geico restart zone. He's going to go. And green flag back in the air.
Oh, he thought about it. He's not going to be able to block the 81. Jason Gracias going to stay in the middle. Here comes Cameron Caldwell and David Durant. Huge run on the outside out of nowhere is the 24 and 12. Oh, Caldwell got pushed in the wall just a little bit. He still keeps the lead, though. It's the 81 and the 1 who are going to motor him on the end of the straightaway.
And Caldwell is going to tuck back in behind Mayer. Caldwell looking to make a move again. David Aran, Zach Probst, and Justin Aran going to push that 12. 3 wide for the race lead. 3 laps to go here at Talladega.
The whole count out Dawson Allen, the last truck in frame, the last truck in the pack. He is going to be there when it matters, though. He's all the way up 3 positions, though, on the inside from being last other than Coppernoll, and he is motoring on the inside while they all scatter out onto his outside. Mara went to the middle. He's going to get behind the 12 truck. Here comes Chicano trying to go to the outside. He's got teammates out there. Will he take it? He does.
Alonso Chicano trying to get up to the race lead. Help from Jason Gracias. But right now, Jonathan Parker with the race lead. 2 laps to go here.
You mentioned it earlier, Josh. Chicano was being very aggressive early on. He won that stage, but ever since he got shuffled out of the lead, we haven't seen him. And we've seen a couple crashes, but he has made the right positions, and he is right back when it matters the most. He just has to survive another lap and a half here with his teammate Jason Gracias right up on him.
We are still having some technical.
Oh, Matthew Stotts left Jonathan Parker, and here comes Gracias to the aid of him. Wow. Sorry to cut you off, Josh.
And a great job by Gracias and Chicano. That's all right. I was going to say, we are still having a little bit of technical difficulties, but we are hoping to show the finish here, but they're coming with white flag. Lonzo Chicano, he's got the lead. Jason Gracias leading that outside lane, white flag in the air. This is still anybody's race. Who's going to win this? Where's it going to come from? And oh, Chicano around!
Off the bumper of Stotts, here comes Gracias, but Parker's to his inside. Here comes Justin Durand on the outside, now to the middle. Oh, he turns Parker. Everyone's spinning. Cody McCorkle gets through with the lead.
I don't think McCorkle's going to have a chance here as this field is stacked up behind him. Justin Durand, Cameron Caldwell, they are coming up. Durand goes to the front of Caldwell. McCorkle goes to block Durand around. Who's going to win it? It's going to be close, I think. Caldwell has it. Caldwell just won this race and snaps his losing streak.
1/100th of a second was the difference.
Wow. What a race by Cameron Caldwell to win this first race.
And he owes a lot of it to Tristan Maher, who pushed him that last half lap after all the chaos broke out at the end of the back straightaway. Maher was right there behind the 12, pushing him past McCorkle. You called it. McCorkle was a sitting duck there with how huge of a lead he had.
And I'll give McCorkle props. First of all, this is first race with these guys. Second of all, he still had a chance to win. I didn't think with the big of the lead as he had that he was going to be there. I thought that it would have come a lot closer than that. So, the whole results just got shuffled because of that race coming to an end, and that race was treated as a heat. So, real quick, let's go over our finishing results, and they are going to be different than what you see on screen. So, Cameron Caldwell, race winner. Cody McCorkle finishing P number 2. Tristan Maher brings it home 3rd. Dawson Allen will bring it home in 4th place. And David Durant will finish 5th. Adam?
It's going to be Justin Durand who picks up that 6th place position despite spinning in the triover in the last lap, and it's Jason Gracia 7th. Jonathan Parker ends up 8th. Dakota Knoll survives for a 9th, and Michael Walls rebounds. He was involved in that first caution, Josh, gets 2 lucky dogs, and steals a top 10 after all that.
And unfortunately, I don't have.
I'll go through the gauntlet.
That I can... If you would, please.
Yeah, Alonso Chicano was 11th. That's the last truck scored on the lead lap, followed by Matthew Stotts, Zach Probst, Andrew Elias 14th. Shane O'Neill ends up 15th. Danny Saponsky, Ethan Moreno, Alex Kerfin, Scott Roush, Michael Kruger, and Dalton Kelly the next, with Nathan Fuller 22nd, Brett Bennett 23rd, Tyler Watermelon 24th, Joshua O'Connor 25th, Ryan Bogey in 26th, Carl Felver in 27th, Noah Mayuri ends up in 28th, it looks like, with Brian C. Smith 29th, Joshua Arnold 30th, and Nick Hapiak rounding out our 31 truck field in race number 1.
All right, let's go ahead and talk to our 3rd place finisher. And actually, Adam, if you could drag it down for me, please. Hey, Tristan, third place finish tonight. You're not a regular in this series, but you're running up front. Had a chance at it. What was it like out there?
It's pretty crazy. In every single caution I was involved in, I got, it was none of them were my fault, but I got hit in all three of them during the beginning of the race. Whether or not it was just like a little tap or whatever, no matter what, something hit me. So by the end of the race, I didn't have the arrow to be able to lead a lane, but luckily I was able to push. And I was trying to push my teammate, Cam, to the win, and luckily it worked out.
All right. Well, normally I'd ask more questions. We are running short on time for broadcast. Just the last question I have is who gets it done for you? Who do you have to thank?
So first, I gotta thank Cam for allowing me to run. I actually chose the wrong truck. I accidentally loaded in as a Ford when my paint job is for the Chevy. So if you were wondering, that is why I have the wrong paint scheme. But yeah, thanks to Cam and all of Radius for allowing me to run in the league and run with them. And thanks to you guys for broadcasting as well.
All right. Tristan Mayer, third place finish here in race number 1 in this doubleheader at Talladega. And Adam, you have our second place finisher, Cody McCorkle.
Yeah, Cody, you got a copy?
10-4.
Well, real quick, Cody, what was going through your mind on that last half lap when you saw the field pretty much implode in front of you, and you had to open track ahead and behind you for a second?
Yeah, we just got too far out there. I tried to do like a little bit of a block. I didn't want to, hit anybody or do anything in my first race here. Just trying to be careful there. But we got close. It was pretty wild there.
Yeah, absolutely. Got close, and like you mentioned, your first start here in the league. Before we let you go, what were your impressions there on your debut for this league, and what you expect for race number 2 here?
It was pretty fun. Can't complain. Try not to get any damage this time. I think that hurt a little bit, but hopefully that next one's just as fun. Hopefully we can get one spot better.
Absolutely. And before we let you go and watch you try and do that, you got any shout-outs for anyone watching you at home?
Yeah, big shout out to Crew Chief's Corner for being with me for a couple of years here, and Bobby Bailey and Robert Hill. Thanks for everything they do. Of
course, and thanks for your time, and good luck again on this next race.
Thank you.
It was Cody McCorker in his debut, and now we go to Josh, who is caught up quickly with a race number 1 winner.
I am here, and I didn't think I would say this here tonight, but I am here with race winner Cameron Caldwell. Cameron, you break your losing streak. What a finish!
How about it?
Going through that last lap, what was going through your mind?
I thought I was junked about 5 times there. I basically, I don't know. I don't really know. It's kind of just all a blur. I felt like at one point I was about to take the lead, and then all of a sudden I'm in the back, and then all of a sudden they're wrecking, and somehow they didn't come across my nose and take me out, and then we're going down to the finish there, and Tristan, who was working with us there, the whole last restart, he was saying he was damaged too much and couldn't push, and then we're coming off the tri-level, and all of a sudden he's on my bumper, and I'm coming down with Cody, and I'm seeing I'm getting closer, and I wasn't quite sure if I was going to be able to get him, but obviously got him at the end. And man, I did not think I was ever going to win one of these plate races in this league, but I'm so happy I got one of them.
That was an incredible finish, Cam. I wasn't sure who was able to get it there at the line. That was a very close finish. Congratulations to you and the win. Who do you have to thank? Who gets it done behind that 12 machine?
Well, obviously got the bright orange in the pits truck tonight. It is only the second time this paint scheme has run this season. The other being at Daytona. They would have run more, but we all ran the pink trucks in October. So very happy to start this one off 1 for 2, I guess. So InThePitsNews, obviously sponsoring me, sponsoring Radius, sponsoring the league. Other sponsors: Grid Network, C2 Graphics, RPS Marketing, Left Coast Rivals, Milwaukee Massage Therapy, Mardon PC, and my teammates, of course. Obviously, the plate race is our big team game, and we've seen them have the numbers at the end, which helped a lot. And again, big shout out to Tristan for the push at the end. Shout out to you guys for broadcasting, and shout out to my parents and friends watching. Glad I could finally get one this season, and hopefully I can back it up in the second race.
All right, that was race winner Cameron Caldwell. And we'll see you out there for race 2.
Yep.
All right, Adam. My time with you is just about up. We bring up Dawson. Alan Dawson, are you there? He might not be. He might be getting ready for his broadcast. So, race 2 will start here in just a little over 6 minutes. I believe Dawson's going to start the stream here momentarily. I think we do have Dawson.
Yeah, I got you loud and clear.
All right, Dawson, 4th place finish. Just came up a little bit short there.
Yeah, man, I went through a lot that race, missing a lot of wrecks, trying to stay out of it, keep my nose clean, and I was able to do so for the longest time. And that last wreck there, I just to miss that wreck, I made sure to put it in that outside wall just to make sure I got as minimal damage as possible. And we kept it rolling, we kept it going, and thankfully we were able to miss it all and keep our truck at least somewhat intact to get to the finish. And then that last run there, I watched all the wrecks happen in front of me. I was able to get that AL8 truck right where I needed it to be. And, I really was looking forward to it because I had a run there with Durand. And I was hoping he would have stuck with me because we could have had a run to get up there and catch the O2. But he ended up trying to jump back up with his teammate, and I can't blame him for that. But and then, when he came back down, he ended up turning off my nose. I didn't want it to be that way, but I really didn't want to lift at the same time. So I do apologize to Justin for that. But, 4th place stings because I knew we could have won that thing.
All right, well, just was posted in the comment section. Once again, the link. Head on over there. Dawson will have you for that one. Race 2 at Talladega. Thank you for tuning into this one. I am Josh Coppernoll saying I'll see you later. These guys will see you in just a minute.